Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD podcast. We're going to be right back, but as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, you heard me say before, these are all companies that I used as an AD. They're all great companies. I highly recommend that you check them out. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to the Monday Huddle. Then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. We want to say thanks to our good friends at Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches, all of our coaches, just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Our student athletes loved the videos, and our parents loved the streaming, but there's a lot more. Join the 8 million users. Go to huddle.com and find out how to turn your school into a Huddle school. We also want to say thanks to Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards for all the teams, for all the different events, or show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to their website and take a look at their interactive touch screen. That's right, touch screen video consoles. You put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for coaches, how about parents, even sponsors. Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Check out their products today. We also want to say thank you to Home Campus. Home Campus is the official high school sports administration software platform for a number of states, for thousands of ADs. And even if your state uses a different platform, you can be a home campus school. And I'm telling you, the athletic clearance and eligibility feature alone, it's a game changer. Go to homecampus.com to see all the things that they can do for you. We also want to say thank you to Snap Raise. Have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with tremendous success, and so will you. Go to Snap Raise and take a look at their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. We want to say thanks to Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. Now, I didn't get my master's from Ohio, but my assistant athletic director did, along with thousands of others, and it was a great experience. And while they were earning their masters, they also completed 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Check out Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. We also want to say thanks to Hometown. Hometown is truly changing the game with their suite of solutions that includes things like digital ticketing. Well, big surprise, they're still the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. But how about fee-free fundraising, athletic website construction, and a whole lot more? Whether you're an athletic director or a principal, Hometown is going to help you save time, raise more money, and bring your entire community together. Go to hometown.com for more information. That's hometown.com. We also want to say thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. At my school, we use surveys for everything: kids, for coaches, for parents, even student athletes. And the information that would come back was typically over the top positive. Let's say 98% positive. We still got to hear from those squeaky wheel parents, but the survey allowed us to hear their concerns, deal with the issue, and keep it from turning into something big. But going back to that 98%, having all of that positive data was incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with a frustrated parent, or maybe your principal, or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. Athleticsurveys.com. We also want to say thank you to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com and let their team turn you into a social media marketing guru. Your school, your department is doing great work, and Gipper produces the tools that will help you tell your story, engage your audience, and grow your brand. You also ensure that all your content is made with official logos and colors, no matter who's creating it. And you can save the branding in Gipper and then apply it to your content instantly. Go to Gipper.com for more information. And as always, don't forget to mention the podcast. And we want to say thanks to Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo to see all their products in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Schedule that live web demo today. Hey, welcome back to the Monday Huddle. This is episode 3 of our ongoing series with parent concerns. And this is going to be about communicating with coaches. And again, these presentations are from my archives, programs that I presented to my own school or to schools that I was consulting for and with. And as always, feel free to take any part of these presentations and use them. They were successful for me. I hope they'll be successful for you. So let's go and get started with segment 3 under parent concerns, communication with coaches. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Let me start by saying that I've never met a parent who didn't want the best for their child. And I've never met a coach who didn't want their players to grow. But sometimes, despite those shared goals, communication breaks down. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to build better bridges between parents and coaches and why respectful, timely, and honest conversations can change everything. So let's go and start with the coach. Coaches today are not just play callers, play diagrammers. They're mentors, they're educators. And for many student athletes, they can be a major role model outside of the game and outside of home. But just like any leader, coaches have their own communication styles. Some do it by email. Others prefer face-to-face conversations or scheduled phone calls. But what every coach, and I think every parent appreciates, is respect for timing, for tone, and for trust. That means one thing, not approaching a coach right after a tough loss. It also means for you recognizing that your child is just one of many players that they're responsible for. And most importantly, it starts from a place of curiosity rather than confrontation. Any Ted Lasso fans out there? John Wooden, Hall of Fame basketball coach for UCLA, won a couple of national championships. He once said, a coach is someone who can give correction without causing resentment. And great observation, but I'd take it a step further and say the same goes for parents. When we communicate with respect, we build partnerships and we help our kids thrive. Now, here's a framework that works, and I recommend it. It's also recommended by organizations across the country, including the Positive Coaching Alliance, where a lot of our stuff comes from. The first thing, 24-hour rule. We've talked about this before. Wait at least 24 hours after a game or another emotional event before you reach out to the coach. This gives you gives your child, also gives the coach a chance to reflect and probably cool down. Also, and this is huge, encourage your child to speak first. We both want to empower your child and all student athletes to advocate for themselves. If they have a concern, whether it's about playing time or a practice issue or their position, they should be the first one to talk to the coach. It builds their confidence. It builds clarity about the situation because, as the AD, as the parent, we don't know what the issue is. And it's an important life skill. If you're going to request a meeting request it respectfully. Don't ambush the coach in the parking lot. Um, Email, call, ask to meet at a neutral time, and be prepared to listen as much as you share. Because again, you only hear and see one side. And finally, keep the conversation about growth. Focus on how can my kid get better? How can they improve? How can they contribute to the team? Not why somebody else is getting more minutes. These steps are going to make the whole conversation productive instead of personal. Now, research actually backs this up. We talked about the Positive Coaching Alliance, also the National Federation of High Schools. It's reported that over 70% of parent concerns become more constructive when the student athlete initiates the conversation. It also shows that students who develop these communication skills are much more resilient in the face of adversity, both in sports and later in life. Something else to consider: coaches will spend hundreds of hours with your child every season, practices, games, bus rides, meetings, etc. They see them in pressure situations. They see the effort that they put forth in practice. They see team dynamics. They see it all. So often, what we think we might see from the bleachers or the sidelines doesn't always reflect the full picture. Guy named Jalen Hurts once made this comment about his high school coach. He didn't always tell me what I wanted to hear, but he always told me what I needed to hear. And I want to thank Jalen Hurts saying, I want to thank my parents for not interfering. It's a pretty powerful endorsement of trusting the process. So, as parents, what can you do? Assume positive intent. Coaches aren't perfect, but the vast majority, I know our coaches here want to do right by your child. For your role, think about partnering, not pressuring. Be supportive without micromanaging. And modeling calm, respectful dialogue and mannerisms is key. Your kid's watching how you handle challenges, how you handle a disagreement. Are you a fire starter or are you a bridge builder? Now, I've done this for a long time, as a coach, as an AD, and I did it with my own kids. And the most successful student athletes that I've seen are the ones whose parents trusted the process and gave them space for independence, and also for their kids, back them with positive encouragement, not leading the way as their advocate. Okay, be their advocate, but let them lead the way. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not, but it does work. At the end of the day, communication is more important and teaches more than strategy. Teaches your kid how to navigate life with grace. So let's all work together, parents, coaches, athletes, and the AD. Let's continue to build a culture of respect, a culture of growth, and a culture of open dialogue. When the adults lead with respect and humility, our kids will notice and then follow with strength and resiliency. Thanks for listening to the Monday Huddle on the Educational AD. If you found this or any of our episodes helpful, share it with another sports parent or coach who could use this reminder. And as always, keep showing, keep supporting, and keep growing the game. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast. And before we go, of course, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors one more time. Excuse me. These are all companies I used as an athletic director, some daily. And I really recommend that you check them out. Let's go and start with Hometown. Go to hometown.com. Home Campus. Speaking of home, go to homecampus.com. Sideline Interactive. You'll find them at sidelineinteractive.com. Athletic Surveys. You'll find them at athleticsurveys.com. Huddle, I used it as a coach. I used it as an AD. Go to huddle.com. Snap Raise, if you're looking for a fundraiser, that's snapraise.com. Vital Signs Wall of Fame, you'll find them at vitalsignswalloffame.com. And Gipper, go to gipper.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.